All right. LDWMMAC. This is your boy, the coach. You're live on the Coach Show, the Coach Show live. Okay, folks. This fight is starting to get a lot of attention, and I gotta tell y'all that I think Cris Cyborg is like Juliana Pena. They're geniuses. Immediately when Amanda Nunes defeated Megan Anderson, Cris Cyborg came out with a tweet, and Amanda Nunes responded. Okay, Amanda Nunes is interested in this fight. Despite what Amanda said later, early in the past, Amanda was like, nope, I'm going to make Cris wait about 2 years, okay? Cris Cyborg can wait 2 years. Well, Amanda Nunes since then has changed her tune, okay? Amanda Nunes wants this fight with Cris Cyborg. But here's what's going to have to happen, y'all, okay? And I want to put a visual to this. There's going to have to be a good amount of money, number one, for Amanda Nunes to want the rematch. Okay, Amanda Nunes base pay, she gonna have to be touching M's. Okay, Amanda Nunes got to touch M's on that base pay. If there's no 7-figure income on that base pay, no fight. Okay, number two, Dana White isn't really interested in the fight. Okay, he's not even speaking up about it. He's not pushing for the fight. Dana White could care less about a rematch with Cris Cyborg. He don't really care about the fight. So here's what's going to happen. Number three, Bellator MMA, they're going to have to come to Dana White with a very, very substantial offer. And I'm talking about this deal is going to have to make Dana White a lot of money, okay? And unfortunately, y'all know how they say in boxing there's an A side. Dana White is the A side. Amanda Nunes is the A side, okay? Cris Cyborg and Scott Coker, they're going to have to concede to any kind of demands that Dana White wants, okay? They're going to have to concede, and they're going to have to come to the table with the right amount of money. If they don't come to the table with the right amount of money, this fight's not going to happen. There's got to be something in this that's going to make Dana White want to make this fight. Because right now, Dana White don't want to make this fight. And that's what I'm telling y'all. Dana White don't want to make this particular fight. There's got to be something that's going to make this guy stand up and say, okay, make the effing fight. It's got to be money. See, the interest level is high enough, okay? But see what Cris Cyborg needs to do now. Cris Cyborg needs to promote the hell out of a rematch with Nunes. And I'm talking about every day on her podcast, she need to talk about it. Every day on Twitter, she need to be tweeting Amanda Nunes, let's get it done. Okay, her team, they need to be, tweeting Dana White, reaching out to Dana White. Scott Coker, he got to get talking to the UFC about a deal. But when Scott Coker make that first phone call, y'all, it's so important. Okay, when he makes that first phone call, it's important. Because I'm going to tell you, if he make that first phone call, and if that first phone call is not even interesting, if this deal don't even sound like a deal that, somebody want to take, the door is going to be closed forever on the fight. Scott Coker, they got a window. They got a window right now. Because look, I'm going to tell y'all, the coach has never lied to y'all. He's got a window right now because everybody's kind of listening now. Everybody's listening. Okay, Nunes, Cyborg too. Okay, I'm listening. Okay, what about it? Are we drumming up any new, interest in the fight? Yes, we are. Are fans talking about the fight again? Yes, we are. I'm talking about it right now. Okay, many fans are talking about it right now. You go onto videos where they discuss this, people are saying, yep, the only fight that makes sense is Nunes Cyborg 2. Even though Nunes got the finish on Cris Cyborg very early, the fight is different the second time around. It's completely different. Okay, it's completely different. Cris Cyborg is going to have a totally different strategy. And I think Cris Cyborg has learned a lot from that first fight. Get ready for a war if this fight happens again. Okay, but the window right now is open, but the ball, Cris Cyborg, they got to dribble. They got to dribble the ball right, and they cannot they cannot do backcourts. Okay? They got to dribble the ball down the court, and they got to shoot this into the hoop. And this play has to be perfect. Okay? If it's a pick and roll, we got to pick the right things. Okay? We got to pick the right person, and don't pick your own person. Don't pick your own man. Okay? They've got to come at Dana White with something substantial. Dana White isn't going to hear it. The money has to be real. You know, Dana White, more than likely, he's not going to want to co-promote. Okay, but if Dana White chose to co-promote, if he chose to, I'm gonna tell you what would be a good idea, and I'm gonna tell you what would make them both a lot of money. There needs to be a UFC versus Bellator night. Okay, it needs to be a UFC versus Bellator. You get all the, I guess you get all, people in the UFC competing against the people in Bellator. And then you make those fights. There's some pretty good matchups, man, that can happen on that night. Especially in the women's flyweight division. Especially in the women's flyweight division. The women's featherweight division, okay? The men's heavyweight division over at Bellator. Look, man, you can make a very, very good, it can be lucrative for both Bellator and the UFC. I'm thinking about the possibility of a UFC versus Bellator night. I would buy it. I don't care how much that costs. I don't even care if it's $100. I pay for it. Tell you why I pay for it. Because it's something that doesn't happen in MMA. But Scott Coker has to dribble the ball right. But Cris Cyborg got to give Scott Coker the assist. Scott Coker can't just make the phone call, okay? First of all, Cris Cyborg, her job is to really build up, excitement about this fight, to really get up under Amanda's skin, to make Amanda Nunes want to press Dana White, boss, make the fight. Make the fight, boss. We got to get that out of Amanda. See, Cris Cyborg got work to do. Cris Cyborg got work to do. She got work to do. It's got to be daily an onslaught from Team Cyborg to finally get at Amanda, because Amanda Nunes is human. She's not gonna ignore Cris Cyborg for long. She's not. She's gonna respond and keep responding. And the more that Amanda Nunes, she keep on responding, guess what? The fight will get done. There'll be so much, aura and excitement and animosity, okay, built going on this fight. It'll be so much that the demand for this fight cannot be ignored. We'll have Cyborg Nunes too. But everybody got to play ball the right way. I'm done.